for my last interview, until later this afternoon, I'll be back at 2:40 with Greg Osley. But for my last interview, we bring it to another Realcomm favorite, JLL. I'm here with Maureen Ehrenberg. How are you?
Good to see you, Jerry.
See you. Thank you very much. So far, what have you been seeing at the conference that perhaps has been a pleasant surprise or interesting for you to see?
I think the advancement of a lot of the different tools that we've been seeing and using, and I think the recognition of the importance of the kind of interconnection of the tools rather than these standalone silos that do just certain functions, which really enabled more of an old manual process that we were used to. So you're seeing an advancement going from a recognition that there's a convergence occurring with the service that's critical.
And how is JLL responding to that?
We're really excited about it. We've been talking about the convergence for a while because we truly believe that property and facility management are becoming digital businesses, and the first component of that is to have an automated workflow.
Right.
And without automating that, you've still got those old processes. That automation is going to drive all of the change. And then you can always bring all of these tools into that, but without that end-to-end workflow, you need a place to start, and that's the core place to start.
So what are the solutions that JLL provides?
Oh, well, it's across the board, but we started with the end-to-end workflow. So for years, we've always had our CMMS and all the typical components, energy management, smart buildings. Earlier this year, we bought Corrigo, which allowed us to take from the very beginning of any service request, bringing it through the entire process of procurement, matching those invoices, so eliminating a lot of the errors, driving compliance, which is critical, and then capturing all that data in a consistent standard. And you spoke yesterday with Oscar about the data standards. Those standards are critical to getting all the data in one place and actually making it more meaningful. With that, then, we're taking all of the other components and partners we work with, whether it's the smart buildings, the different elements that are going outside the building, and pulling it together. So we thought that was key, and then and we're always looking for other enhancements. The change right now around customer experience, so moving away from the traditional service level measurement to more of the employee experience and that idea around what is the satisfaction that occurs as a result. So that should be the outcome rather than the routines.
Tell me about some of the wins that you've had as a company in the last year. What are some of the accomplishments that you're most proud of, perhaps ways that you've helped your clientele, or just in general?
Well, first of all, obviously that acquisition, and then recently the acquisition of BRG, bringing that workplace together with it. We have committed that by 2020 we wanted to be the leader in technology in the industry, and we're very proud that we're walking the walk. Our CEO was named one of the most respected CEOs this week, and I think his leadership, we've also been named recently one of the top 40 employers in the world for LinkedIn customers wanting to work. And if your customers aren't happy, then all is for naught, and it really starts with your employees. And so to have an excited, motivated workforce that's really excited about what's happening next, that's what we're most proud of.
That's terrific. What, again, I want to know if you can think of a time in the last year where you said, you know what, this is what JLL does best. What's one of the times that you think about? Innovation.
When we look at where the industry's going, and we've got a very clear vision that may be different, but we're not afraid that it's different, and we get around that and create a way to move towards that. And again, bringing the right teams together, making the investments, working with a customer who's willing to engage on something that's maybe more experimental, but that ability to innovate. Earlier this year, we received an award for Cornet Global. We're one of the only companies that have an innovation division. Earlier today at the keynote, they were talking about innovation can't be something that randomly happens, and we've got that commitment, and I think that commitment to innovation is one of the things we're proudest of, and it is actually driving a lot of the investment in that vision and the comfort with some of the unknown.
Innovation. Let's project 5 years forward. You and I are sitting here at 2021 Realcomm. Let's hope we're here. And if we are, what are you going to be telling me that JLL has done?
Hopefully, we've been able to create an environment with our processes and our technology to actually change the way people look at the built environment today. Whether it's on the corporate side or the investor side, we believe that a lot of the traditional construct has to do with the fact that, again, earlier today at the keynote talking about those silos are enabled mostly because that's the way work has been able to work and work well and be regulated. But currently, with the advancement of technology, it's almost like the example they gave with the Go game, and that the computer was doing things and thinking of things that are possible that the players were not, and it kind of scared them a little bit.
Right.
And I believe that by 2021, we will be in a position to show that the traditional construct of whether it's an office building or an industrial space can be used differently through the way the technology changes the way that management happens, and maybe even traditional leases start to break up very differently, valuation breaks up differently. A building that's used typically very inefficiently right now for one work week and one work shift is going 3 shifts, and you've got more of a shared economy. And so I think ultimately enabling a shared economy within real estate.
I guess the last question I have for you is, if someone's watching this at home, someone's here on the trade show floor watching us, what do they need to know about JLL?
JLL is a leader in, I think, looking at different ways to accomplish whether it's an investor's or an occupier's goals, and is very, very committed to making a difference not only in the communities that we serve, but also in the real estate and the built environment itself. And I think that that commitment, as far as brand commitment, as far as quality and service, we never compromise. And if we make a mistake, we'll call it a mistake, and we'll call it a mistake early, and we'll move on, because what we don't want to do is drag our customers with us through mistakes.
Right.
We're going to address it and fix it, and that takes courage. And I think that courage shows the level of service that we offer.
Terrific. Maureen, thank you so
sure.
much.
It's nice to meet you, Jerry.
Fantastic. You too.
Thank you.
Maureen Ehrenberg from